Wow, we're having something good on tonight's Cooking with SonicBlu. Introducing Sunday ham. Now, it is Sunday. In the background, you'll hear the Fun Day Puppet Show playing while we're filming our next cooking episode. We are going to have fun glazing a ham, and I'm going to show you how to make a ham glaze. But first, you need a ham. Then, you need to make the glaze. We are going to make an old-fashioned pineapple glaze, which has natural sugars in the juice, which will help it caramelize. But to help it along, we're going to also add 2/3 cup of brown sugar. How come you taste so good? Because you're brown sugar. That's why you taste so good. We are also going to, well, let's see, first things first. We're going to hold down our pineapple rings with whole cloves. And as an extra added bonus, a maraschino cherry in the center of those pineapple rings. And this is going to be not only a delicious ham, but also a very beautiful one. But first, before we even touch any of those ingredients, grab a knife, and what we're going to do is come over this way. First of all, lay out enough foil to cover your ham completely. When you got enough foil, you're ready for the next step, and we're going to score our ham. Not that way! This way. Take a little steak knife here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start on one side, not to cut too far in. You probably don't want to cut more than 1 inch into your ham. But what we're going to do is we are going to go all the way around, oops, into our ham and make a diamond pattern. This is what we call scoring a ham. So basically start from one side, about 1.5 inches maybe apart, like that, all the way around. And keep going, starting, I should have started at the corner and worked my way up. That's okay. One side to the other, that should be fine right there. And then just continue along. Let's see, I think we started there. And use a steak knife too, so it's nice and sharp and you can just get right in your way there. Be careful of fingers. All the way around, all the way around, all the way around and down to where the bone is. You won't be able to get very far there, but okay, now continuing on with this side here, and this will give you a pattern. Whoa. Into your ham. Okay, there's a little bit of a, oops, wait a minute, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? This way, this way. You always have to pay attention where your previous cuts are and where you don't mess up your scoring there. And continuing along on that side there, and be careful not to puncture your foil too, because you want to get this tight, wrapped up tightly as possible. And then down around the bone and continuing on down until you pretty much got it. Now we're going to leave that corner there. Well, we can do a little bit of a scoring right there too, just a little bitty one. Nice arch shape there. Watch out for the knife. Okay, now go from one side to the other this way, about the same depth, no more than 1 inch, all the way across your ham. By doing so, you will have cut a diamond pattern, diamond-shaped pattern into your ham. That way when it bakes, it separates, and when you glaze it, your ham will become moist.
A couple pieces are falling off already.
Yeah, that's just the outer fat that's coming off of there. Keep on going. Even if you don't get them perfect, it's not rocket science, it's just scoring a ham. Come on, go down, there we go. Okay. Now, under normal circumstances, when you just score a ham, you take one clove for every square or every diamond that you have and just stick a clove in the center of it, and that will give it its clove flavor. Oops, that one's coming up. Just continue along though, that's okay. Just working around the bone, there's a little bit of ham around the bone there. And just, and there we go. It's okay if you have a couple of pieces coming off in your ham, that's understandable. And terrific. Okay, now we scored our ham. Now what we're going to do is, now you can do this either two ways. Now that you scored your ham, you can either take a clove and insert a clove into each of the squares you made, but that will take a long time and that will get a lot of clove into your ham, but we still want the pattern. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save some of these cloves off to the side. Let's do that last. First of all, what do you say I think we can squeeze a little more juice out of there. I see a little juice in the bottom. Yeah. The more pineapple juice, the merrier. Get a full can of rings too. And they come in 20-ounce cans. So try to get the 20 ounces.
Should we preheat our oven?
We could if you want to, yeah. We can preheat the oven. Let's go ahead and preheat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit there. And get that warmed up so that way when you slide your ham in, it won't be too cold. But what we're going to do first, now that we scored our ham, we're going to cover this tightly. We're not going to do anything to it for the first part of cooking our ham. And what we're going to do here is cover it very, very, very tight. And the reason for this is so that you lock in all that steam, you lock in all that moisture and all the juices and everything into your ham. You lock that in by wrapping it tightly around the foil. Try not to have any gaps in your foil. And just, there you go. Okay. There. Now, while that's cooking for an hour, your juices are going to form. It's going to become very moist, and we're not even started yet. We got a saucepan, about a medium to a large saucepan for the rest of the ingredients. And while we're waiting for that to preheat, what do you say we get all of our ingredients together to make our pineapple glaze? What we're going to do is we're going to add 1 cup of pineapple juice that we extracted from our can. And then 2/3 cup of brown sugar right in there. Now make sure it's compacted too. It has to be compacted, and that's all you really need to start off with. Turn it on to a medium flame, about 6. Break down your brown sugar and mix it in well with your pineapple juice until it starts to thicken. Break down that brown sugar, baby. Just like that, just like that, just like that. The heat will help melt everything down and mix everything in really good. And then when it cools down, it'll thicken up. Become a glaze. Look at that. That is a brown sugar pineapple glaze if I ever saw one. Or at least the starting part of it. And we're also going to need whatever butter we have left, and that's none. Okay.
Actually, could we use the lemon right there?
The recipe normally does not call for lemon, but you could add a little bit of lemon for flavor. Not much though. You're just looking to enhance the flavor, not take it over. So a little bit of lemon to help break it down. Don't need much. But you can use lemon, you can use cinnamon, you can use apple, you can use pretty much anything. This is just one particular part of a glaze, and there are several glazes you can make, and we are making the pineapple glaze. And for an extra added bonus, a little juice from the maraschino cherry. Add that in there too. Just takes a little bit. And now, we are going to make a very tropical glaze. Look how that color is turning right now. It's getting into a reddish kind of color from the maraschino cherry juice. Brown sugar, the pineapple juice. Now let that cook for a while until it starts bubbling and boiling. And then, add your butter. Don't forget butter. I'm just pretty much going to probably be adding the rest of the butter here. There we go. Now butter is preferred. If you use butter, use the unsalted kind of butter. Do not use salted. That should be plenty of butter. And that leaves us just enough to butter our toast later. Maybe a slice of toast, but hey, at least we have something. All right, now get that butter nice and melted down there. Yeah, there we go. Get that butter nice and melted in there and mixed in well with your ingredients. Okay, while we let the rest of that butter melt, be very careful when handling ham, especially when it's near flame.
You didn't burn your hand, did you?
I hope not. But anyway, let's check. The oven is now heated up well. And put those away. We are also going to have sweet potato mashed potatoes from Betty Crocker, who knows how to make stuff like that. And you remember last time on our show, or quite some time ago, Consumer Fox reported on the goldfish mac and cheese. We are having the cheesy pizza kind. Why cheesy pizza? Ham, pizza, they go together. So, we got a meal fit for ourselves tonight, I tell you that. Now, let's come back to our glaze in the making. Stir in the rest of that butter. Make sure it's all nice and blended in. We're gonna wait till that starts bubbling and boiling up like that. Now, that stuff's starting to bubble and boil up, so what do you say we check it? Above it, there's a little excess there. All right. And here we go, nice and bubbling and boiling and bubbling and boiling and boiling and bubbling and bubbling and, well, you get the picture. All right. Give this a nice stir. See how far along we are on the glaze part. And turn it off. You're done with your glaze. For now. But for how long? But let me go ahead and take the time to actually let you know different types of glazes that you can make. This is just one type of glaze that you can make. It's out of pineapple juice, a little shot of maraschino, and a little squirt of lemon. Not a whole bunch, but you don't really need a lot of lemon because, remember, lemon is a strong flavor. You can also make a honey glaze. Now you just substitute the pineapple juice for 1 cup of honey and use 4 tablespoons of butter instead of 2. There is also an interesting glaze that you can make out of Dr. Pepper. And this is the one I wanted to try, but we don't have any Dr. Pepper, and we'll try this next time, but we won't film it. We'll just tell you about it here. So basically what you do is you take a full can of Dr. Pepper and you throw it in the saucepan, get it nice and heated up. Then you add 1 full cup of compacted brown sugar instead of 3/4. And you basically just leave off the brown mustard, you leave off the butter, and you make your glaze that way. There are many different glazes you can do, and the possibilities are practically endless. We are going to wait an entire hour. We're going to let this thicken up because this will, now that it's cooked up, now that you got the natural sugars of your pineapple juice and your brown sugar in there, that stuff's going to thicken right up. Might not be so much as thick as it would have without the lemon though, because you know that lemon is acidic and it helps break down some of that sugar. But we only used a little bit, so it should not make too much of a difference. This will still caramelize as it bakes over your ham. Now what we're going to do is, after an hour and after that ham is fully cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the ham, uncover it. Then we're going to, after every 5-minute to 10-minute intervals, we're going to keep brushing that glaze on there until there's nothing left. And we're going to do that for the entire 2nd hour that ham is going to be in your oven. But notice that when you, as you cook it, the ham will start to separate from where you scored it. So it gives you a nice little diamond pattern all over your ham. And that's how they get that pattern there. That's how they score it. So we'll show you everything from step 1 to step Z, however many steps it takes, we'll show you and we'll take you there. So let's wait an hour for that ham to cook up, and then we'll come back and see what we can do after we're done. And we'll just take some of this glaze off to the side now. And of course, not to be forgetting, a brush to brush on the glaze. So, we'll see you in about an hour. Enjoy. Left oven mitt. Right oven mitt. I think we're ready to pull out the ham. Got my mitts on. This time I won't burn my fingers. Ow! Kidding. I'm kidding. Wow, look at this. Ooh, smells like smoked ham to me. Whoa. Nice and nice. Release the aroma of our ham. very careful to touch hot aluminum foil. This has been baking for an hour. Find where the fold is, and voila! Look at that. Okay, now we're only halfway there, folks. We're only halfway there. So here's what we're going to do. We have to take that ham off of that foil. To do so, where's my meat fork? There's my meat fork. Take a meat fork and just jab it right in there, right down the middle. And then have an extra pair of hands to remove the foil, not much juices, and plop it right back down on your cookie sheet. Let me put those back in the kitchen sink. Now, before we slide it back in the oven for another hour, this is where the tedious part of the task comes in. Glaze your ham. First and foremost, make sure it's all nice and coated with the glaze. Get it down into those cracks and crevices which you created with scoring your ham. Glaze it. Glaze it, glaze it, glaze it, glaze it good. Until it's all over your ham. And what's going to happen is this glaze is going to caramelize even more in the oven. Now after it's been glazed, then we're going to add our cloves. Get in there. There we go. Ooh, that started jetting back out with the juice. Did you see that?
It squirted a
little. It squirted me. That's when you know your ham is juicy. Done. All right, let's give it another glaze after we put cloves on it, and some of the juices kind of went all over, so I'm going to just drop some more glaze right on top of this ham. And place your ham back into the oven. Now, please keep in mind what the time is, and that's going to be cooking for 1 full hour. Where's my phone? I don't know what time it is. I know. Cell phone. That's a spoon. I said cell phone. I got plenty of cloves already. I don't need any more. Not until we put pineapple rings on our ham. I want my cell phone now. Very tempting, yes, but that's for the ham. I want phone. Ah, there's the phone. And it is 7:59 right now, so 8 o'clock. We'll round it up to 8 o'clock. And because of all this magic, we might actually place it at 7:56, but that's okay. Magic takes time, and so does ham. So after every 10 to 15 minute intervals, we're going to be glazing this ham with the rest of this glaze, and we're going to use all we can. And that ham is going to be so juicy, so flavorful, and so sticky that it is going to be the best tasting ham you'll ever put in your mouth. Just like Grandma used to make, just like Mom used to make, just like you could make if you knew the recipe. And you can download it right online in our website at pawpets.org. It is now time, look at that ham, doesn't that look beautiful? Now it is time to put pineapple slices on our ham. And place them in place by cloves to hold it in place. Fortunately, if your cloves aren't just cutting it for holding in your pineapple slices, get some toothpicks. They will do the job just nicely. You've got plenty of cloves as it is. Alright. That works so much better. See that?
And then we just pull it off when it's done.
And then just pull them out when it's done. There we go. That should be good. Let's pop it in for another 15 minutes, and then another 15 minutes, and then we'll pull it out. So, back into the oven you go.
Our cherries not yet.
Last 15 minutes we'll go for the cherries.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, 15 minutes in. Let's glaze it again. And what do you say we add the cherries this time? Now some of you might actually want to put your pineapple on a little sooner because you like them nice and toasty. Give it some more glaze. You can really smell the cloves. Give it more glaze, more glaze. Using this, which has already been cooked well, just go over your pineapple slices with the drippings. You will give your pineapple a nice good dark color for a crowning touch. Maraschino cherries. just reach in and one there. And pull it out for our final glazing in just a moment. Very carefully, because we got working with cherries and gravity. Right in there. There you go. Okay. All right. Now let's hope that some of the caramelization will keep the cherries in place. Final glazing. It's the final glazing. Dump it, 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 dump your glaze. Dump it, dump it, dump all of your glazes on on ham. Dump it, dump it, dump down, dump your glazes. Oh man! Look, we lost one.
Toothpick time.
Houston, we have a problem. Stay.
Or not. Hopefully it'll stay.
Now, into the oven for 5 to 10 more minutes. We got this. We got it. We got it, man. Let me give this one a little more coloring. This is looking good. Okay, back into the oven for about 10 final minutes. When that's done, we will be, whoa, easy. We will be serving it up.
And it fell.
Oh well. We'll just put it back on before we serve. Now. Ooh. I'm crying here. This is so good. This looks so beautiful. And probably because sweat started dripping into my eye. That's probably why I can't open this eye. Isn't it beautiful, folks? Oh, wait, let me take this cherry. Let me take this cherry here. Now it's even more beautiful and nice and sticky too. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And that's what we call pineapple glazed ham with pineapple rings and maraschino cherries. Now we get to pull out all of these toothpicks and try to get the pineapple to stay in place, which it should now because it's now conformed to the ham. And if anything falls down into the juices, you can fish them back out, serve them up. Of course, it's not going to stay. Just keep carving away. And if you want to, got the cloves. Got the clove. Take this out, take that out, take that out. Okay, there's 3 cloves I see. Just take those right out of there. You don't really need to eat the cloves, because it's not advised. Grab a cherry right on the top of there. Now, for presentation purposes, I also recommend some of the colorization here. And just go over with a nice drizzle of the drippings and everything, right over the whole thing. Right over everything. There we go. And there you have your presentation of Sunday baked ham. It is Sunday, and that's ham. And this has been Cooking with SonicBlu. Now let's give it a nice taste test before we close this recipe to a closing, because I love ham, but you'll love it even more prepared in a nice tropical sense of down Hawaii way. Now let's try some of this ham. Man, what a flavor. Beautiful flavor of all of this stuff melded in together into one ham. That's the way to do it. But don't necessarily take my word for it. Wolf Dog, are you ready to take a taste of this stuff? You've been wanting this ever since we popped it in the oven. And when you try that ham, be sure to tell the camera and all the viewers watching out there in Pop-Ed land and YouTube land exactly what you think about pineapple glazed ham with
Well, if I can
cherries.
get the...
Now pull.
Oh, I don't have a knife.
Yes, always remember to get a steak knife. Here we go. Now, honest opinion.
It's very good.
Very, very good. And see, that could be the compliments that you will get from your family when you prepare this ham, just like we did here. And may you have lots of luck making all different kinds of glazes for your ham. I'm SonicBlu Darkfolk for the rest of Old Pop Show and all of the viewers out there wherever you may be. Good luck with your ham. If you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. And I'm going to be eating me some good grub. So good eating, and I'll see you next time. The oven should be ready now for sliding the ham. Yeah, that's hot. What the hell did that happen?
That's why I tried to move it.
Wow, that is hot. I did not expect that to be that hot. Oh. Okay. What we're going to do here, let me get the other one out. I did not expect that to get hot.
Oops.
It was like, what, over there the whole time, or?
No, it was like that.
Huh. Must have been
Real close to
I didn't know it was that close to it. Okay, well, anyway, just to be on the safe side. Come on. A little bit of burn relief from aloe vera. Okay. Now, folks, if you accidentally handle something that's really hot that you don't know it, like I did, always remember aloe vera always helps in relieving burns. I want to be safe in the kitchen. Sometimes accidents do happen. Some of that stuff is needed in the kitchen. You never know when you're going to touch a hot part of the pan. Just get it nice over the burn. Let it soothe. And there we go. Well, now we know where the cloves come from, kids. Woo! Ever near to clean up those sinuses, use cloves. Woo! Man! Ew! Those were up my nose! Oh, what am I doing? I'm being silly in the kitchen again, folks. So at 9 o'clock we're going to be pulling this out, but at every after every 10 to 15 intervals. 10 to 15 minute, let me do that again.
What the hell are you doing?
It landed in the sink.
Hell.
Alright, grab the oven mitts for a final
Okay.
take. Watch out for flying knives!